So now is the time. Can we have a drum roll? This is good. This is an interesting first choice. So stick with me on this. I was looking at not just, again, dramatic moments, but also moments that were very important to the trial. Doesn't necessarily mean it was heard in front of the jury, but very important nonetheless. So
and Will was on to watch this. Will LaGlara came on to watch this moment.
Did he?
Yeah, there he is. Here he is, right here. Will,
now.
AJ
now.
is totally my GF.
Now.
Okay.
Okay, so now I have to find it because I actually put it in a different place.
I was getting you time by mentioning.
Oh, is that what that was? Was that? No, that's not it. I didn't put it there. Hold on. I'm going to get it. I know it's here somewhere. So, we're getting there. Hold on. The drama. It's a cliffhanger.
The suspense.
It is. I think we got it. I think we got it. Hold on here.
And now what we have is we have holes in the back of the sweatshirt that were dramatically held up to and confronted with Dr. Wolf, and then the jury sees it. With the clear, unmistakable, purposeful intention of having the jury conclude that these holes could have come from events on January 29th of 2022, when in fact the Commonwealth well knows from its own documents, from its own criminal list, that those holes in the back were caused by their criminal list as part of their examination and sampling of the hoodie. What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important for a context than the alleged collision that never occurred? That's the topic before some of the most significant and probative witnesses in this trial that the Commonwealth has been attacking from the jump.
My brief review of the lab paperwork and looking at the hoodie, it appears that I made a mistake.
So that on our unofficial list was a moment that may have brought down the house. It really might have in terms of how it affected Brennan, and it killed, I think, the rebuttal case. So thoughts, Olivia?
Yeah, between that and then I think also the X-rays, you had these two significant moments where it's kind of like the inverted Sally Port video in the first trial. The prosecution deliberately trying to mislead the jury, or it's like fraudulent, presenting fraudulent evidence. And look, I don't think that was a mistake by Hank Brennan, because he had 2 full days where he got to voir dire Dr. Marie Russell for a Daubert Lanigan hearing, and they went into great detail about the damage to the clothing during the 2 days of that voir dire, and not once were the holes on the back of the sweatshirt, not once were they discussed in relation to damage that was allegedly caused that night,
for good reason.
So I think because he knew that they were taken for sampling by the lab criminalists. So it's strains credulity that was a mistake. I think it was just that he got caught, and what a desperate move too. Because that's kind of significant, something that you would, if you're going to do something that bold, you wouldn't do it on something that I think is so obvious, at least to the other side, right?
Yeah.
So how about the X-ray? How about the X-ray, the arm appearing? And the judge said, "You're going to bring those X-rays of the arm that are the size of Rhode Island."
We want a little teeny one. Remember, the context of this was an motion for mistrial with prejudice, which of course was denied, and it led to a jury, instruction that
Right.
that basically outed the prosecution as fudging about
Except did it really
showing that
though?
sweatshirt.
It really
It
did.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It should have been far more stern. There should have been
Mm-hmm.
some language suggesting it was inappropriate, not just it happened. And as my esteemed colleague LKB has said many times, you had Lally and McLaughlin sitting there
Right.
basically acquiescing to fraud on the court and the jury.
It's
So
unbelievable. I mean, Judge Beverly Cannoni holds every member of the defense team accountable for the actions of other members of the defense team, yet the standard, which is every member of the prosecution team is responsible for the actions, like if one member withholds Brady evidence, that is an action of the prosecution team. You don't get
Right.
to have plausible deniability because you didn't know about it. And but yet she doesn't seem to uphold that same standard when it comes to the actions of the Commonwealth.
yeah.
And and the fact that they just sat there completely silent and didn't say anything. I mean, was this planned? Was this coordinated? Was it, I mean, whose idea was this? Because I don't think it was because Brennan was just ignorant and it was a mistake. So, I
They
mean,
had
he
put
had the
that.
exhibit there.
Yeah, they had to put the
Right.
sweatshirt right there. He knew it was going to be used. Even the judge. Yeah, I saw it there. So I assumed
Right.
it'd been talked about. No, wrong assumption. And so even if Lally and McLaughlin had no clue, the moment it happened, they had a duty to say something, and they did.
That's what that is what really threw me over the edge. And I've said that to you before. That really threw me over the edge. That was
Yes, I just stole that from you.
Yeah. Well, I know. No, but no, it I mean, there were a lot of things, but to me, that was just. I mean, this. You have somebody on trial for murder, and you have somebody. You have a crime that's not solved, right? That no one now is going to be charged. And make no mistake about it, you don't think Michael Morrissey is out there looking for the culprit. It ain't happening, right?
No. And,
Yeah.
Michael, because of his office, they've, I think, forever compromised the ability to get justice for Officer John O'Keefe because of their actions and, going full force ahead with Karen Reed. They've now created reasonable doubt for anybody who, may get charged in the future. So, yeah, it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Where is Michael Morrissey these days? Anybody? Anyone?
Oh, yeah. But let's transition to that because I can tell you
that's
where
Sandra
he is.
Birchmore.
We're going to talk about the Birchmore case before we call it. Okay.
Yeah, just two quick things. Ham, Sammy, so Scandy, Britt Belmar, new member. Thank you very much for becoming a new member. And Diane Payne, thank you for the donation as a super sticker. We really appreciate it because Michael is going to go back to Dedham, Canton, Staunton on Monday, on July 7th, and every little bit helps with that.